Thank you. Thank you very much. The fifth President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Jimi Wanjigi, the Safina Party Fraternity, led by the Secretary General, John Wamagata, and our party leader, Paul Muite, the great people of Kenya who stand here today, I thank you for coming here today to witness my unveiling as the Safina Party Presidential Deputy President running mate for His Excellency Jimi Wanjigi. I fearlessly and courageously accept the nomination to be the running mate of Jimi Wanjigi. As I stand here today, I trace my journey as a journey of faith, a journey that shows that everything is possible and there's an opportunity for every young person in this country. I start from my small village in Masumbingia in Siaya County, where I grew up herding cows, going to the stream to collect water from my head. 30 years after independence, when the promise of fighting disease, poverty, and unemployment was the promise which was made 30 years after I was born, that same call is being mentioned today. We've had, on aggregate, 60 years plus since independence. We've had political leadership that, on aggregate, share between themselves more than 90 years experience in government. But what has that led us to? We stand here today when the problems of this nation are more than they were 10 years ago. What is the easy way out for us? I could have chosen the easy way out and said, let me stay in my profession. Let me continue enjoying the little that I've made as a lawyer. But what about my neighbor who has gone to sleep angry? What about that young man who is dying because he is not able to pay for his health care? What about that young man whose only crime is that he went to university, he graduated, and has not been able to get a job? Then he bought a boda, and he has to pay a myriad of licenses every year. He has to pay a token to the police every day. He has to pay a token to the county governments every day to be able to earn a living. And out of all that, what happens to him? Every day, his motorcycle is impounded. He has the professional qualification, but the economy has not created a job that matches his qualification. You reduce a medical doctor, you reduce a lawyer, you reduce a teacher to become a boda rider. That should be the shame of the nation. That cannot be the future of our nation. And the time must come when we must stand up and say, 10 is enough. 10 is enough. We must fearlessly and courageously stand up and have our voices heard. If we continue on the same trajectory, this country is going down. There is no special formula for government. Government is about ideas. What are the ideas that we bring to the table? As it is, to make the decision that I'm going to start with my brother, His Excellency Jimi Wanjigi, was so easy. The choices were the following. One side of the campaign said they are going to give 10 billion, they are going to give 100 billion Mama Mboga, 10 billion to boda. The other side said they'll give 6,000 shillings every month. Their solution to the problem that we face, which is the economic problem, is distribution. Our solution is not distribution. Our solution is production. What we need is a country that produces more for its people. A country that can release the human potential of our young people. We have more than 11 million young people who are unemployed today. Africa is 1.3 billion people. That is a market. What are we doing to expand the outreach of our people, to access that new market, to provide services in that region The other day we were told that we need to do away with some courses at the university. English is not necessary. BA education is not necessary. That is the policy of the past. In sub-Saharan Africa, even in the Eastern Africa region, how many countries are looking for English-speaking teachers? We should be thinking of solutions. We should not be penalizing our young people when they go to school, when they acquire knowledge, when they offer themselves to serve the country, to serve the continent, to serve the black man. We must encourage them. Today, as we stand up, we are being told that the face of Kenya has been presented by our competitors. But the statistics tell us 80% of our population are young people. You cannot grow as a country if you exclude 2/3 of your population from government. Government can only grow when it is the face of its people. The Jim Willie ticket represents the experience of His Excellency in government and in business, and the inexperience that is informed by the ideas of youth and vigor that I will bring into this campaign that encourages the youth to stand up and take their right position in our country. And we must do so fearlessly. We lose nothing, but we lose everything if we don't take our rightful place in this election. The choices, as have been said, are stark clear. The one side has metamorphosed into, they are both Jubilee. One is Tano Tena, now called Kenya Kwanza. The other one is Azimio, still Tano Tena. Jubilee is in both of them. And I say this, if the last 10 years have been success to the country and to you as an individual, the choice is clear, vote for them. But if the last 10 years has been pain, has been despondency, has been anger, then the best way to go is to accept and to vote for the Jimi Wanjigi presidential ticket. We will not ask of the vote of those who are enjoying the last 10 years. We will ask the vote of those who've suffered from the failed policies and projects of the last 10 years. And they are the majority of our nation. We cannot, at this point, be discussing the question of how to enhance Tano Tena. It cannot be Tano Tena. It has been Tano Terra. We must now start with Tano Fresh. Fresh ideas. Fresh ideas that will take our country to the next level. The persons who cause the problems of our economy cannot provide the solutions to those problems. It is us to now provide a platform through which we will show the people of Kenya how we can transform this nation to be a great nation, how we can provide opportunity to our youth, opportunity to our women, opportunity to our old people. When you pay an old person 4,000 Kenya shillings every month, and the cost of living, the food basket today, if I asked you, the food basket today to live a decent life as an old person, 4,000 shillings is not enough. The social security net you're trying to create is a failure. We must implement pragmatic policies that respect the dignity and humanity of our people, young and old. That is why I stand here today with utmost humility to accept to be the running mate of His Excellency Jimi Richard Wanjigi. We've been through a lot. In the last campaign, we worked closely together. And in that campaign, we had promised Kenyans will go to Canaan. What was Canaan? Canaan was about economic empowerment of our people. Canaan was not about a false promise. Canaan was about how do we have a conversation that involves a majority of our people and involves them and includes them and encourages them to participate in their government. When His Excellency asked me to consider being his running mate, I only asked him one question. Jimmy, when we stood at the shores of River Jordan, ready to cross, God asked Moses, Moses, what do you have? Moses said, we have come across a sea. We cannot cross. The tides are high. The water levels are rising. Pharaoh is coming with his chariots, armored soldiers. We cannot cross. Moses, what do you have in your hand? I only have a log. There's nothing else. They are coming, they'll finish us. God asked Jimmy, Jimmy, what do you have to save our people? What are you carrying in your hand? And he said, I have Willis Otieno. And he said, take that Willis and strike the sea and cross yonder. Take your people into the ark and cross